Hello and welcome back to Joyless Gaming and an MK11 variation suggestion, I guess. I've not done these in a bit, largely because every time I think about doing it I keep realizing that I am immensely unqualified, and there are so many better qualified opinions out there, but I've convinced myself to do a couple of them again, so why not? And I've got one here for Shang Tsung, which is not great, but it's something to fiddle with. I was trying to come up with something that would enable you to have like a combo variety and basically that didn't use ground eruption, as well as being able to retain. So the thing about using Shapeshifters training, you lose corpse drop. The idea is to retain corpse drop. So that's why I've got Force Lift as my combo tool, which still has its practical uses. And I've got Shake because it's, you know, very useful in counterplay, anti-projectile, that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's iffy, but I put Soul Well in there. And I did find at least one or two places where you can set it up safely, or somewhat safely. Alright, so the primary reason for wanting to use Force Lift over the over Exploding Corpses or Rain's Super Kick is that you can combo from this. And by not having Slide, you can combo into Sorcery Rush at the end, so you can get, you know, 275 off of his fastest standing button. I couldn't get a jump 2 to land, so I always use a jump 1 there, and then, yeah, the back 1-1 as a follow-up. So that's basically the combo you'll go for. And of course you still get this for whatever utility it offers, which is pretty good utility. And you retain having corpse drop, which is significant. Because it's safer than, you know, yeah, at that distance, even at full screen, it's not amazing, but it's safer than the Exploding Corpses launcher. Is even less safe. Well, it's even more unsafe, I should say, and it does less damage because they made it launch instead. Now, yes, this is the iffy thing. Off his standard combo that you get there, you get 108 health back, which is pretty decent, but clearly a lot of startup and recovery there is part of the problem. But I found that one of the safer places you could use it is after this, on hit. It's not the best, but because you can actually combo into a special right about there, you get the advantage as well as, you know, some of that knockdown and distance. So you can still punish it with something like... Oh, that threw it off, sorry. Sorry, Shang. So it's not the safest thing to use. After you get that, you... the knockdown you get from this has a strange recovery period, so you actually have a weird timing. So despite the knockdown advantage and sending full screen, yeah, you have to wait a while before you can actually special cancel. But, and this is the big question mark over using Soul Well, is pretty much safe-ish, sort of, but you're wasting a bar just to be able to get that out. It's, as I say, a big question mark. Yeah, so one of your other potential options for instead of using Soul Well, which, you know, I will admit is not necessarily the best option, is to use Soul Swap, which basically adds, after you get a regular combo ender and you've got a lot of knockdown, well, it's unblockable and they're at full screen. You can pretty much get away with adding free extra damage, unavoidable damage, after a combo, but it has a lot of recovery, and depending on the matchup, can be very dangerous. If you're against Scorpion, if they are ready for you to do that, they just have to reverse their inputs to do a teleport, and they will punish you for doing this move. It does require that they're aware, you know, and pay attention to what you're doing. But it's not the best option. Another option, of course, is Scatter Souls, because you get the armor break and you can charge it up for extra damage and stuff, but it replaces Corpse Drop, and pretty much the whole point of this variation was to not lose Corpse Drop. And you also still get to keep Soul Steal. So you still have the option of imitating your opponent. Granted, it's not as, you know, practical as just having Grand Eruption and Shake, but I wanted to try having slightly different options for the same thing. Really just because Force Lift is a one-slot launcher. But that's about it. If you find anything better, listen to somebody who can find something better. You know, I'm not good at this, and I'm fine with that, I guess.